Welcome to the lecture 3.1 of the course Metrology and Machine Tools. In this lecture, I will explain about the milling. Milling is a cutting process that uses a milling cutter to remove material from the surface of a workpiece. Here we are going to use the milling cutter. This is a milling cutter. We are going to use this milling cutter to remove the material from the given work surface. Here, if you observe, the material is removed in the form of the chips. This is also milling process. So, but here we are using the different milling cutters. In the next slides, I am going to explain about the when we are going to use this type of cutter and this one. And here also you can observe the metal is removed from the given work surface. The milling cutter is a rotary cutting tool. So often with multiple cutting points, it is a rotary cutting tool. In case of the milling, the cutting tool is going to be rotating about its own axis, and here it contains the multiple cutting points. Here these are the cutting points. The milling cutter, it contains the multiple cutting points, and here if you observe, this is a milling cutter. This is a one type of the milling cutter. It is also one type of the milling cutter. So depends upon the type of milling operation, we are going to select any one of these milling cutters. This is also known as the milling cutter. Here if you observe, the milling cutter is just like the disc, it is rotating about the axis, and the axis of rotation of the milling cutter is here horizontal, and in both the cases the axis of rotation of this milling cutter is vertical to the ground. So depends upon the milling operation, we are going to select the type of the milling cutter. So basically the definition of this milling is, it is a cutting process that uses a milling cutter to remove the material from the surface of the given workpiece. Now we'll see what is the classification of milling operation. Generally the milling operation is going to be classified into three types. One is a periphery milling, or you can call it as a slab milling, face milling, and end milling. So we'll discuss one by one. First we will see the peripheral or slab milling. In peripheral milling, the cutting action occurs primarily along the circumference of the cutter. Here this is the milling cutter and this is the work surface. In this type of the milling, the cutting action is going to be occurs along the circumference of the cutter. So the material is removed along the by the cutting tools which are situated at the circumference of the given cutting tool. This is the milling cutter, so you can call it as this is the milling cutter. And if you observe, these are the cutting points, these are the cutting tips, you can call it. By using these tips, by using these cutting points, the material is removed from the given work surface. In the slab milling, the milled surface is generated by teeth located on the periphery of the cutter body. So here, whatever the material is going to remove from the workpiece, that is removed by the cutting points which are situated on the circumference of the cutting tool. Now if you observe here, this is the work surface and this is the direction of rotation of the milling cutter, and this is the cutter, and the axis of the cutter rotation is generally in a plane parallel to the workpiece surface to be machined. Here if you observe, the axis of the cutter, so let's see, this is the axis of the cutter, this one is the axis of the cutter. This axis of the cutter is in a plane parallel to the workpiece surface to be machined. So this is the workpiece, this one is called as this is the workpiece. We are going to remove the material from this workpiece. Here in this case, in case of the slab milling, the axis of the rotation of the work cutter, let's say for example this is the axis, so this axis is going to be parallel to the work surface, that is the position of the cutting tool. So in case of the slab milling, the axis of rotation of the cutter is parallel to the work surface. So this slab milling is used for machining flat, plane and horizontal surfaces parallel to the axis of cutter with the help of a slab or milling cutter. The type of cutter we are using here, you can call it as a plane milling cutter, or you can call it as a slab cutter. This is a plane cutter, or you can call it as a slab cutter. And this is the work surface, this is the workpiece, and we are going to remove the material from the workpiece by using this cutter. The workpiece is held on the table and the feed motion is provided by the longitudinal motion of the table. Here, As we know that if you want to remove the metal from the any work surface, we have to maintain the relative motion between the cutting tool and the workpiece. And here the cutting tool is going to be rotating about its axis, and we are going to give the feeding by moving the work table. So the feed motion is given to the work table. We are moving the work table. Let's see here, for example, let's say 1 second. So this is the cutting tool. The cutting tool is going to be rotating like this about its axis. So, and we are giving the feeding by moving the work table. Here we are moving the work table like this. So that's why here the relative motion is the cutting tool is rotating and the work table is moving, reciprocating. So this is about the relative motion between the workpiece and cutting tool in case of the slab milling. Now you can observe this video, we'll get the idea about the slab milling. And this is the cutter, and this is a milling cutter, and this is a work surface. And the axis of, if you observe, the axis of rotation of the cutting tool is parallel to the work surface, and you can observe how the material is removed from the work surface. So we are moving the cutting table. We are moving the work table. We are giving the feeding by moving the work table. And this is called as a cutting tool. So you can call it as a slab milling cutter or a plane milling cutter. Simply you can call it as a milling cutter. So in case of the slab milling, the axis of rotation of the cutting tool is parallel to the work surface. So this is about the slab milling. And coming to the face milling. In face milling, the cutting action occurs primarily at the end corners of the milling cutter. So in case of the slab milling, the cutting action is going to be occurs, primarily cutting action is going to be occurs at the periphery surface of the cutting tool. But here, the cutting action is going to be occurs primarily at the end corners of the milling cutter. So this is the milling cutter, and this is the axis of the milling cutter. In case of the face milling, the axis of rotation of the cutting tool is a vertical, perpendicular to the work surface, and the cutting tool is rotating like this. And here if you observe, these are called as the cutting tips. These are the cutting tips. So the cutting, that means the material is removed by the cutting tips, which are placed at the end surface of the cutting tool. So that's why the cutting action occurs primarily at the end corners of the milling cutter. So there is a difference between the slab milling and face milling. Now you can observe. So this is the work table, and this is the cutting tool. The axis of the rotation of the cutting tool is a vertical, and the cutting tool is rotating about the vertical axis, and we are giving the feeding by moving the work table. So here the cutting action is going to take place at the end surface of the cutting tool or milling cutter. So the cutting tips, the cutting points are placed are at the end face of the cutting tool. In face milling, the cutter is mounted on a spindle having an axis of rotation perpendicular to the work surface. Here, the axis of rotation of the cutting tool is perpendicular to the work surface. But in previous case, in the slab milling, the axis of rotation of the cutting tool is parallel to the work surface. But here, the axis of rotation of the cutting tool is perpendicular to the work surface. The milled surface results from the action of cutting edges located on the periphery and face of the cutter. So at this here, because of these cutting tips only, the cutting action is going to be takes place. Now this is the face milling. Now you can observe these are the cutting tips. So we can use the different types of milling cutter. It's not mandatory that all the cutting tips are at same shape and size. That is depends upon the application and depends upon the material we are going to select the type of the cutting tips. And you can observe here these are the cutting tips. The material is removed from the face of the work surface. So here like this. So just like this, in case of the slab milling, we are giving the feed motion to the work table only, and the cutting tool is rotating about the vertical axis. And you can observe here how the chips are formed. So this is about the face milling. These are the cutting tips. Now next we'll see the end milling. What is the end milling? So here the cutter in end milling generally rotates on an axis vertical to the workpiece, just like the face milling. The axis of rotation of the cutter is vertical to the work surface. It can be tilted to machine taper surfaces also. So we can tilt this cutting tool to machine the taper surfaces. Not only for the flat surfaces, it is used to remove the metal from the taper surface also. Cutting teeth are located on the both end face of the cutter and the periphery of the cutter body. Here, if you observe, in case of the slab milling, the cutting points are, the cutting teeth are located on the periphery surface of the cutting tool. In case of the face milling, the cutting tips, the cutting, we can call it as a cutting teeth. Cutting teeth are placed at the end face of the cutting tool. But here, the cutting teeth are located on both end face as well as the periphery. Here, so end face and periphery, like this. So by using this cutter, you can remove the material in the different directions. Either you can by using this by using the cutting teeth which are located situated on the periphery surface, we are going to remove the material from the edges. And also at the bottom, at the end face of the cutting tool, some cutting teeth are there. By using that cutting teeth, the material is going to remove from the top surface of the workpiece. So by using this end milling cutter, we can remove the material in the different directions. Let's see, you can see how the material is removed. So here, by using this end milling, we are going to remove the material here in two directions. Either you can remove the material in this direction and also in this direction. So the material is removed in this direction by using the cutting teeth which are located at the end face of the cutting tool, here, end face of the cutting tool. And the material is removed in this direction by the cutting teeth which are located on the periphery surface of the cutter. Now you can observe here. So here also we are going to get the sharp edges, here also we are going to get the sharp edges. It is just like, it looks like a drill bit. So already you know what is the drilling process. So it is just like the drill bit. So this is about the end milling. So this is a end milling cutter. I already told you the end milling cutter is like the drill bit. Now you can see how the material is removed in the end milling process. See, the material is removed from the end surface here, and now here the material is removed. We can create some slots also. So by using this milling process, we can perform any operation. That means we will get any shape. So we can form any profile on the given work surfaces. That's the main advantage of the milling surface, milling operation. Next, so those are the milling operations. There are three milling operations. One is the slab milling, another one is the end milling, and another one is the face milling. Now coming to the methods of milling. So out of these three milling, either you can select any face milling or end milling or go for the slab milling. So how we are going to give the feeding motion, how the workpiece is moving and how the cutting tool is going to be rotating. So those are known as the methods of milling. There are two methods of milling. First one is the up milling, or you can call it as a conventional milling, and second one is the down milling or climb milling. So if you take any milling operation, either it is a pour milling, face milling or anything, so we are going to use any one of these methods, either up milling method or down milling method, to get the cutting operation, to remove the material. Now one by one we'll see what is the up milling method. In the up milling method, the metal is removed. The metal is removed in the form of small chips by a cutter rotating against the direction of travel of the workpiece. here the cutter is going to be rotating against the direction of travel of the workpiece. So here the direction of rotation of the cutting tool and the direction of most movement of the work table are opposite. Now you can observe this image here, you can observe this animation. So here we are giving the feeding by moving the work table. The direction of work table is, so this is the direction of work table, and so this is the direction of rotation of the cutting tool. So I can here, so this will be the direction of rotation of the cutter. So this is the cutter rotation, and this one is the workpiece rotation. This is the workpiece rotation. So here you can observe. So the work table is moving in this direction, and the cutter is going to be rotating in this direction. So the movements of both the cutter and the workpiece are opposite, against each other. So this is called as a up milling method. So that means if you are giving the feeding, if you are moving the work table in the direction opposite to the direction of rotation of the cutter, that type of method is called as a up milling method. So here if you observe, this is the cutter rotation, and this is a movement of the cutting tool, sorry, work surface. So this is a cutting. Now you can observe, this is a milling cutter and this is the workpiece. So this is the direction of milling cutter, and the milling cutter is going to be rotating like this, and we are moving the workpiece like this. So the cutter will rotate in this direction, and the workpiece is going to moving in this direction. So here the direction of the both cutter and the work table are opposite to each other. So in case of the up milling method, the chip thickness is minimum at the starting, is a minimum at the start of the cut, sorry, minimum at the start of the cut and maximum at the end of the cut. So here if you observe, the cutting tool is going to be rotating in this direction, the cutting tool is rotating in this direction, and we are giving the feeding, we are giving the feeding to the, one second. So the cutting tool is going to be rotating in this direction, and the table movement is in this direction, both are in opposite direction. Now if you observe, when these are the cutting tips, these are called as the cutting tips, these are rotary cutting tool. So here the chip thickness, how the chip is formed, how the material is removed. So this is the starting point of the cut. Here the cutter tip, the teeth, cutting teeth is going to be touches the workpiece here. So that's why this is called as a start of the cut. And from this point onwards, the material removal is going to be starts. So from this point onwards, the material is removing from the material is going to be separated from the given work surface. So this is called as a end of the cut. So at this particular point, the cutting teeth is going to be moving out of the work surface. So here in between these 2 points, the material removal is going to be takes place. So here if you observe how the chip is formed, if you observe the thickness of the chip initially, when because the cutting tool is going to be touches at this particular point, it will remove the material very small. So that's why the chip thickness is going to be minimum at the starting, when it is, when you are moving, when you are going to push the workpiece against the rotating cutting tool, so the material thickness is going to be gradually increasing. So that's why here the chip thickness is minimum at the starting of the cut and maximum at the end of the cut. So here the starting point of the cut is here, and this is the end point of the cut, and this is the, here this is the starting point and this one is the ending point. The cutting tool is going to be rotating like this. So the cutting tool is going to be rotating like this. As a result, the cutting force also varies from 0 to maximum. As we know that if the material removal is minimum, that means the cutting force required is also very low at that particular point. And if the metal removal is going to be increases, the thickness is going to be increases, automatically the force is going to be increases. So that's why as a result, the cutting force also varies from 0 to maximum value per tooth movement of the milling cutter. So from this point to this one, if you move from this point to this one, the cutting force is going to be gradually increasing from 0 to here. There is no need to apply some cutting forces. The cutter is going to be moving very freely, but when the cutter touches the work surface, automatically we are going to apply some cutting force. So here the cutting force is very small. The cutting force gradually increases from this point to this one, as the thickness of the work chip is going to be increases from start of the cut to end of the cut. Next, coming to the down milling. So down milling is also known as the climb milling. In this method, the metal is removed by the cutter rotating in the same direction of feed of the workpiece. Here, both the cutting tool as well as the workpiece, both are moving in the, both are the direction of movement of the both the workpiece and cutting tool are in the same direction. Now here, this is the direction of the cutting tool and this is the direction of the work surface. So both are in the same direction. The teeth cut downward instead of the upwards. So here if you observe, the teeth is going to be cutting downward. Here the maximum material is going to be cut at the starting of the point and the minimum material is going to be cutting at the end of the cut. So here if you observe how the chip is going to be formed. So that's why the chip thickness is maximum at the starting of the cut and the minimum in the end of the cut here. So because that when the cutter touches here, it will remove maximum amount of material like this. These are chip thickness. Now you can observe. So down milling. So the difference between the up milling and down milling is only the direction of motion of the cutting tool and also work table. In case of the up milling, the cutter movement and the work table movement are opposite to each other. But in case of the down milling, both the movement of the cutter and the work surface both are in the same direction. So that is the difference between down milling and up milling.